Yes, you're good to go.
Okay. Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. My name's Katie, and I'll be teaching you virtually today. And this is a different experience as a yoga teacher because I've never really taught or made videos before this past week. So I'm still kind of new at this, and I'm trying to be more verbal with all these cueings and things so you can really follow along on your mat and focus on what you're doing rather than trying to look at this little image on your phone or tablet or whatever you're using. So I'm going to do my best to verbalize lots of different cues and what we're moving through today. So just follow along and enjoy. I looked at the attendance ahead of time and I recognized maybe a quarter or a half of the names on there. So hi to everybody new to my classes. And today's practice is going to be Vinyasa style, maybe a little bit more of heat built up towards the middle of class, but then I'll take some slower, long held stretches at the end to cool everybody down. So that's my plan. Okay, let's begin. So I'm going to go over to my mat and just start seated. Okay. And go ahead and bring your hands onto the legs. And take a nice deep breath in and out. Again, a deep inhale, breathing in through the nose, filling up with air. And out. Good. And I invite you to close your eyes as we arrive this afternoon, this evening on our mats. And since it's spring, okay, I want to propose this idea about planting seeds. Of course, we really plant seeds in our garden, but you can also plant seeds in your mind. These are almost like intentions or goals that we want to take care of and nurture in order for them to grow. So think about a seed that you would like to plant for yourself, something or a quality maybe that you want to manifest in your life, or some actions that you want to start taking daily. Take your breaths a little slower here. Lengthening the time it takes for you to breathe in and breathe out. Especially breathe out nice and slow. Good. And then from here, you can start to open up your eyes. Then I want you to sweep your arms out to the sides and overhead, reaching up nice and high. Lift your eyes and gaze beyond your fingers. Okay, if this feels a little painful on your neck, then just don't look up as high. Keep lifting through the chin. And then bring your palms together at your heart center. Crisscross your legs in the other direction. So whatever one's on top, bring to the bottom. Whichever one's in front, bring to the back. All right. Inhale again, circle your arms up overhead. And then exhale, twist to your right, bringing your right hand behind you on the mat and left hand across right knee. Inhale, sit up a little taller, and then exhale, twist more to your right. Rotate your head to the right. Pause here, take another full rounded breath in and out. Good, inhale, unwind, sweep your arms up overhead, reach up, look up if you choose, and then twist left Okay, the arms come down, left hand behind you, right hand across the knees. Lengthen the spine, creating space between the vertebrae as you breathe in. And then exhale, twist a little more to the left if you have some space. Okay, even rotate your head to the left. Good, unwind, coming back to center. Good, inhale, sweep the arms out and up overhead. Bring your hands behind your head, interlacing fingers. Okay, and then kind of support your skull in your hands there. So you're kind of cradling the back of your head. Elbows wide, chest lifted. Lean over to the right. Right elbow sinking towards the mat. Left elbow and left side body lifting. Good, come back to center and then switching sides, leaning left. Stay heavy through your hips. Lift up through that right side. Good, back up to center and then release your hands down. Good, let's move into table pose. So I invite you onto hands and knees. We'll take a few rounds of cat and cow here. Inhale, eyes up, belly drops down, and then exhale, round the back. Curling chin to your chest, lifting back ribs up towards the sky. And repeat, inhale for cow pose, sinking the belly down, tailbone tipping up. And exhale, round the spine. Take this a few more times at your own pace. Creating movement through the whole spine. That includes the neck, upper back, even the pelvis. Good, and then come back to table pose. Nice. For a spinal balance, I'd like you to take your right leg and stretch your right leg back and left arm forward. Okay. Draw the belly in and away from the floor. Stretch through the left fingertips and reach back through your right heel. Come back to table, switching sides, left leg back and right arm forward. Good, hand and knee, come back down to the mat. Child's pose, widen your knees here, sink the hips back and reach your arms forward. Let your chest melt down, let your forehead relax to the mat. Take a few deep breaths into your back body. Remind yourself of what kind of seed you would like to plant for yourself. Two more breaths right here in child's pose. Good. And then we'll lift up from here, coming into table, preparing for a twist. Okay, let's twist to the right, sweeping the right arm up overhead, turning your body to the side. And then bring your right hand behind the back. Continue to twist. Slide your right hand to the mat, coming to table pose again. Left arm comes up, twisting to our left. Bend your left arm, bringing it behind your back. Keep rotating and expanding the space between the shoulders and the front body. Good. Left hand comes back down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Okay. Curl your toes under and lift both knees up from the mat. Good. Melt your chest back towards your thighs. It's okay to have your knees bent a little bit here in order to create length in the spine. And you can start to pedal back through the heels, one leg at a time, shifting your right heel down, shifting your left heel down, alternating. Good. And then drop both heels to the mat at the same time, equal pressure through both feet. Spread the fingers wide. Inhale, looking up between the hands. Exhale, come to your forward fold. Breathing in, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Tall mountain rise up, sweep your arms overhead. And then exhale, mountain pose, bringing your arms by your sides. Okay. We're gonna warm up with some sun salutations and just my own variation of the sun salutation. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Breathing in, lift up halfway. And then exhale, lunge just your left foot back. Left foot steps back, left knee drops down to the mat. If you want to use your blocks here, you're welcome to bring blocks under your hands. Okay, or just hands to mat. Rising up a little higher here, bring your hands onto your right thigh. Shoulders drawn back and down. Navel towards the spine, a slight pelvic tilt here to create some length in the lumbar spine. Both arms lift overhead. Option to gaze forward or to take your gaze up beyond the fingers. Good. All right, hands come together at heart center and then back down to your mat or your blocks. You know what, blocks aside, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to high plank position. Shoulders stacking over hands, hips about the height of your shoulders. Now from here, or a kneeling plank, which I'm going to demonstrate, we're gonna bend our arms, lowering our body to the mat. It's called chaturanga. Elbows point back, the body comes down. Tops of the feet press to the mat as you curl your chest up for cobra. Okay, if you want to do up dog, you're welcome to take upward dog here. And then we'll all go to downward facing dog pose. Good, breathing in, breathing out. Breathe in, look up between the hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Tall mountain rise up, circle your arms overhead. Good. And then mountain pose, bringing your arms by your sides. Okay, we'll try this again and lunge the other leg. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Breathing in, lift up halfway. Exhale, lunge your right foot back. So your hands come to the mat. Right foot steps way back. Bend into your left knee. Bend the knee so that the left knee stacks over your ankle. And then drop your right knee to the mat. Okay, so there's this balance between letting the hips melt forward to get a deeper stretch, but also keeping the belly in and supporting the spine. Bring your hands onto your left thigh, lifting the chest up. Scoop your arms overhead. Nice. Gaze forward or look up beyond the hands. Good. Hands to heart center. Downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra, or if you're ready, upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, looking up between the hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Tall mountain, rising up. And then exhale to mountain pose. Inhale, arms lift overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Breathing in, lift up halfway. And plank. From your plank, remember to rock forward more into your hands, shifting your shoulders closer over the fingertips, and then lower down to chaturanga. Okay. Upward facing dog, you can press down through the tops of the feet, broaden the collarbones, lift the chin, and downward facing dog. Okay, I have two cats. One of them was with me at the beginning, and now I have another one, Gus. Good, inhale, looking up between the hands, exhale, forward fold. Breathing in, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Tall mountain rise. Good, and exhale, forward fold, right on down into our another sun salutation, flat back, breathing in, and exhale, plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Inhale, looking up between the hands, exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Tall mountain rise. And then mountain pose, just bring your arms down by your sides. Okay, so as with any of my classes, I like to offer the opportunity to take a rest or to take a drink of water. So whenever you need it, feel free to honor your body, okay? Sun salutation B. Inhale, arms lift overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Stepping back through plank, lowering down. Elbows point back as your heart goes down right between the thumbs. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Right foot steps up between your hands, rise, warrior one. For warrior one, your right foot is planted flat, and so is the back foot. So you can actually angle your left toes off to the side of the mat, the left side, and then rise up to your standing lunge. Good. Adding a heart opener here, you can lower your arms down, interlacing fingers behind the back. Reach out through the knuckles, lift through the heart. Keep breathing in, breathing out. Create more space between earlobes and the tops of your shoulders by pressing the arms down and lifting through the head. Good, plant your hands on the mat. Step the right foot back to plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. With up dog, the same thing applies with lengthening that neck. And downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward for warrior one. Okay, so it's important to get a strong foundation first. So anchor through both feet. Okay, draw into the belly, lift the ribs, and then arms come overhead. For warrior one, the hips and chest are facing the top edge of your mat, the short edge. Bring your arms down behind you. You can interlace the fingers again for a heart opener, or you can use fists into your low back for a different variation. Okay, hands come back down to your mat. Left foot steps back to downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank, exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Good, inhale, looking up between the hands. Exhale, forward fold. You can hop your feet to your hands, or you can take a few steps. Inhale, lift up halfway, flattening the spine. Exhale, forward fold, chair pose. Bend the knees and rise up into your chair position. Good. Bring palms together at heart center. Sink lower in your chair. When you're in chair pose, the hips are really sinking back. The weight is more in the heels of your feet, toes loose. Breathing in and breathing out. Great, straighten up the legs and then bring your arms by your sides. I want you to take your hands behind the back again and then sweep them over to your left hip. Okay? So I'm going to get a little closer here. So the hands behind the back, and you're going to bring them over to your left hip. Your head, you're going to lean your head over to the right. Good. Explore the sensation in these muscles between the left jaw and the left shoulder. Okay. If you roll your eyes down, start to look down, you might feel the space a little farther back around the neck. Find a good stretch for you and hold there. Pause. Breathe in. Good, the head comes back up to center, and then we're going to take our hands and sweep them around to the right hip. Okay, and if it doesn't go all the way there, maybe you have it kind of around the low back area, and that's fine too. Lean your head to the right. Okay, explore a bit here, finding just the right stretch for you. A light to medium sensation is what we're looking for here. Good, inhale, your head comes back up to center, release your arms down by your sides. Okay. I think I'm going to turn around and face this side of the mat because the light is here. So I think this will be better for the camera. Okay, here we go. Inhale, arms lift overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Breathing in, lift up halfway. And then exhale, lunge the left foot back for warrior two. Spin your left heel down and then rise up, warrior two. You know, now I'm going to turn around because I want to face you. Okay. I'm still learning here, so bear with me. Here we are, warrior two. Right knee stacked over ankle, left leg in the back straight. Okay. Try and level the pelvis here, dropping left hip down slightly. When I do that, I feel a sensation on my left inner thigh. Bring your hands behind your head, okay, elbows wide. We did this in the beginning of class seated, okay? We have more side bends coming right now.
Okay, inhale, the right elbow lifts up, left elbow drops down. So this is kind of like a reverse warrior, but with the arms bent. Okay. And then come back to center with head stacked over hips and lean your right elbow towards the right knee. Okay, you can go about halfway there, or if you want to go farther, see how close you can get elbow to knee without rounding forward and caving forward. Keep open through the elbows and chest. Come on up, we'll try this one more time. Taking this reverse with the right elbow, reaching up. Good. And then this is like a side angle pose as the right elbow comes towards the knee, left elbow lifting. Back to warrior two, extending the arms wide. Straighten your right knee. Okay. Triangle pose. I like to shorten my stance a little bit here for triangle. The ribs and right arm reach forward. Left hip pushes back. Adjust the arms, right hand down, left arm straight up. Now you can use your right hand on your leg, or if you have a block handy, you can put your right hand on your block. Good, inhale, rise back up to standing. Bring your arms down. Take your right toes and turn them in. So now both feet are pointed to the long side of your mat. Inhale, circle the arms overhead. Exhale, and forward fold. Come on down. Good. All right, moving into a side lunge. This is called Skandasana. So we're going to bend into the left knee. Okay, like a chair pose, the left knee bends, but the hips are still back. The weight is in the heels of your feet, especially the left foot. To go deeper, you can drop your sits bones really close to the mat, bending deeply into the left knee, spinning right toes up. Okay, inhale. Exhale, support yourself on your hands or try bringing them at heart center. All right, work your way around to the top of your mat, stepping the right foot back to downward facing dog. Option here to take a child's pose or a sip of water, or you can sneak in a vinyasa. Okay, your choice, and we'll reconvene in a moment and try this sequence on the other side. Okay, so we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Breathing in, looking up between the hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Tall mountain rise. And then mountain pose, bringing your arms by your sides. Rolling down into a forward fold, nice and slow. Start with your chin, dropping chin to chest. Okay. Feel that space in the back of the neck. And then round over, curve over. Like I never usually tell students to round their back like this, like hunched over, but here we are rounding, curling forward, then you round through the mid back, and you round the lower back. It's okay to have a bend in the knee, and just take your time getting down into the fullest expression of your forward fold. Okay. Hopefully we're all here in our forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Everyone's flattening the spine. And then exhale, fold down, warrior two. I want you to step your right foot back. Right foot steps back. And then rise up to warrior two. Okay. So for warrior two, both feet are flat on the mat. Left toes pointing to the top edge of the mat. Right toes pointing to the long edge. Bend into your front knee, stacking knee over ankle, or you could be pulled out of the pose slightly with the knee a little straighter. Okay, that's fine. Bend your elbows, bringing your hand behind your head. Okay, I have my fingers interlaced and I'm kind of cupping the back of my skull. Inhale, left elbow comes up. Breathe in space into the left side body. That's my baby. Oh. And then side angle, but keep the arms bent. Leaning left elbow towards left knee. Opening, stay open through the heart. Keep the knees bent, that left knee, keep it bent. You can do this. Reverse one more time. Left elbow lifting. Hold, you can do this. Navel to spine. And then lean towards your left thigh. Bringing the elbow as close as you can to the knee without caving in through the chest. Come on up to center. You got this. Spread the arms wide and straighten the left knee. Good. All right, setting up for triangle pose. I'm going to shorten my stance a bit. Okay. Slide forward, reaching out with the left arm. Right hip presses back. Okay. And then adjust your arms. Left arm down, right arm up. Good, rise up to standing. Okay, take the left toes and turn them in. Breathe in, arms lift overhead, exhale, and forward fold, coming down. Hang out here in this forward fold and release the muscles of your head and neck by nodding your head yes or nodding the head no. Let the shoulders creep up by the ears and just soften through your upper body. All right, lifting up part way, we're moving into Skandasana, this side lunge. Bend into your right knee, left leg stays straight. Feel that pull on your left inner thigh as you drop the hips closer to the mat. Okay. Ideally, the right heel stays flat on the mat, but if it comes up, it's not the end of the world. You could use a blanket or a block under the heel, okay, or maybe try and sink down into your right foot. Okay. Left toes can spin up if you're in this deeper expression of the pose. Option to use your hands on the floor for some support, or try balancing with palms together at heart center. Okay, whatever you're doing here in this Skandasana, this side lunge, ask yourself if you can feel a stretch on your inner thigh. If you can, then you're doing just fine. Okay. Or if you're feeling a stretch somewhere, I should say, you're doing okay. All right, downward facing dog. So you're gonna lift up from here, lift out that right knee, walk your hands to the top of your mat, step back, downward facing dog. You can take a flow here. I'll guide you through a flow, or child's pose. Feel free to rest or take a drink of water. Okay, if you're flowing, I want you to rock forward into plank and then lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. All right, so we're all going to work our way down to the belly. Your choice if you want to chaturanga down to the belly or if you just want to find your way there. Somehow we're going to meet and go into crocodile pose. So For crocodile, you're gonna separate your legs out to the sides, spin the heels in and toes out. Lay your chest to the mat, stacking hands, okay? Drop your forehead onto your hands and relax here for a few moments. Hold that crocodile pose and take some deep breaths into your belly, okay? As you inhale, I want you to feel your belly button, your navel, that area around there, expanding into your mat and into the floor. Two more deep belly breaths. Good, and then from here, we're gonna set up for a locust pose. So draw the legs together, bringing the heels to touch, okay? Extend your arms down by your sides. Gazing down to the mat, breathe in, do that belly breath again. Inhale, lift into locust, rising up through the legs, arms, and chest. Squeeze the glutes, your butt muscles in, and lift up a little higher. Good, release down, relax. You can look over one shoulder and just stillness is fine. Or if you want a windshield wiper, your shins side to side. You can bend the knees 90 degrees and then just rock your feet left and right. All right, we're gonna try another locust here. So extend the legs if you bent them. Gazing down, inhale, locust, lifting chest, legs. Breathe into the belly. Can you rise up a little higher? Good, relaxing down, look over the other shoulder. Good, hands come under the shoulders, and we're gonna press into table pose. Good. All right, thread the needle. Let's do this together here. Right arm comes up, right arm lifting in the air. And then I want you to thread your right hand behind your left wrist. Okay, slide all the way down so you're laying on your right shoulder and the side of your head. You can use your left hand to press into the mat, okay, or drape your left hand and arm behind your back. All right, bring your left hand back to the mat if you went behind the back. And then unwind, bringing yourself into table pose again. And we'll try this thread the needle on the other side. Left arm sweeps up, take a twist to your left, and then thread the needle, sliding the left hand behind your right wrist. Keep reaching out, bringing the shoulder to the mat. Okay, I hope you could hear me on the other side because I was talking to the wall. Okay, options here with your right hand. You can press them into the mat to assist this rotating motion. Okay. Or drape your right arm behind the back. You can bind by sliding your fingers into the left hip crease. Okay. If you're not sure about the bind, then just don't worry about it. Right hand comes down to the mat. And press yourself back to table pose. And we'll set up here for pigeon. Okay, so you can get into pigeon right here from table, or if you prefer, you can go into downward dog for a moment. And then we'll bring the right knee towards right wrist. Okay, your shin comes down to the mat on a diagonal. Drop your left knee to the mat in the back. Okay. To deepen, you're gonna lower your hips towards the floor and maybe scoot your left knee back farther. Okay. Options here for the upper body is to stay on the hands in this upward dog version, upward pigeon. Okay. Or a popular style here is to come onto your forearms and rest here on the elbows. If you're feeling pain in your knee, then I invite you to come onto your back and do pigeon laying down, crossing right ankle over left knee, okay, and bringing left thigh to the chest. So if you want to try this version, you're welcome to. Soften the muscles around your hips and low back a little more. Okay, and then we're going to come out of this pose. Okay, you're welcome to go back to table or to downward facing dog. And we're going to add a hip opener here. So you're going to sweep that right leg up and open the hip out to the side. Okay, again, if you're in down dog, just turn your hips to the right. If you're in table, you can drop your left elbow to the mat to maybe increase that openness through the right hip crease. All right, so back to center, and we'll try the left side. So bring the left knee forward, shin across your mat. Your left shin is on a diagonal here. To deepen, I'm going to scoot my right knee back a little farther, lowering my pelvis towards the floor. Try to avoid sinking onto the left hip and kind of shifting out to the side here. I want you to stay facing the mat. You can be up on your hands, okay, or down to forearms. The intention here is to stretch the muscles around your left thigh, hip, and glute area. Okay. If you feel pain in the knee, then flip over and do this pose on your back. Two more breaths here, you got this. Relaxing the muscles in the area that we're trying to stretch. Good, and then we'll move out of the pose and work our way into that hip opener. Okay? So whether you're in table or downward facing dog, it doesn't matter. The left leg comes up and you're gonna bend the left knee, turning your hips to the side, to the left side, stacking left hip over the right. Okay. If you're doing the table version, I like to drop my right elbow down. Good, okay, and then we'll come back to center here and then seated. So bring your hips to the mat and the legs forward. Good. All right, together here, let's work on a boat pose. So hold on to the backs of your thighs, okay, and lift the chest, recline, okay, and then lift your feet. Try and balance here, maybe without your hands as you reach forward. For more of a challenge, lift your feet, straightening the legs. Hold here, you can do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring the legs down, and then we're gonna roll all the way down onto our backs. Okay, so come on down. For a good morning stretch, extend the legs long on the mat and reach your arms overhead. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, take your knees and hug your knees to the chest. And rock a little bit side to side. Lift your head and shoulders up from the mat, bringing your nose to knees and knees to nose. Good, release the head down. Take your arms wide, setting up for a twist, dropping the knees over to the right. Let your feet touch the floor and then just relax and soften into this pose. Arms can be where they're comfortable, maybe out to the sides or onto the belly. Okay, we're gonna switch sides here with this twist. So bring your knees up to center and then over to our left. Soften and relax in this pose using the support of the floor around you. Take a deep breath in and remind yourself of that seed that you wanted to plant for yourself, a quality or a goal that you want to nourish this spring. Great, bring the knees back up to center. All right, we'll do an inversion here. So your choice, if you want to practice waterfall pose with a block, okay, you can slide the block under your hips, or you can use a blanket or a pillow from your whatever room you're in, and then extend the legs up in the air. This can be done without props too, if you just stretch your legs straight up. If you want to lift into shoulder stand, you're welcome to bring your hips and back up from the floor, up from your mat. Okay, snuggle the elbows in underneath and reach up through the feet. Okay, gaze beyond the toes and hold here in your shoulder stand if you have it, or in your waterfall pose. Another 30 seconds here or so to let the effects of this inversion happen. Good. So from here, we're going to bring our legs down. Remove any props, putting them off to the side. And any last stretch that you'd like to take here, you can do before our final meditations, Shavasana. Okay. So for Shavasana, typically we're laying flat on our back. Okay, I like to separate my legs slightly wider than the mat. Okay. Bringing your arms by your sides. Choose what feels more comfortable, palms up or palms down. Close your eyes. Relax your body here completely. Feel your toes rolling out to the sides. Let your arms be heavy. Let your body just sink into your mat. Take a deep breath in and out. Send your breath deeper into the body. Okay, like when we were practicing that belly breathing, laying down on our stomachs. I want you to try that again and really expand your stomach and your navel up as you breathe in. Allow the air to move gently in and out through your nose. Think of some actions or things you can do to nourish this seed that you're planting. What kind of light could you give it to encourage growth? Breathing in, breathing out. Begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Slowly creating some more movement in the body by bending your legs, bending your arms. If it feels good, you can take an overhead stretch. Okay. From here, we're going to bring ourselves back to seated on the mat. So you can rock and roll right up or come onto your side and then up to seated. Okay, if you want to stay longer in Shavasana, you're welcome to just stay as you are. I guess that's the beauty of a home practice, is you can meditate there as long as you want because there's not a class coming in right after you. We'll close class by bringing our hands together at our heart center. The light in me shines with the light in all of you. And as disconnected as we all are at the moment, at least we have this moment here to come together as a yoga community and stay in touch and stay in the light. Okay. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.